Hello everyone, welcome to Globe where maps meet motives. Russia and China, in front of the world, they act like best friends. They do joint military exercises, issue statements together, and even call each other strategic partners. But behind closed doors, Russia officially called China an enemy. This shocking truth has been exposed through a leaked document from Russia's most secretive spy agency, the FSB. The document, first reported by the New York Times, not only reveals that China is seen as a threat, but also shows deep confusion inside the Russian government about the Ukraine war, economic collapse, and the rising internal criticism. Today, we will decode this FSB leak in detail, what it says, why it matters, and how it could impact India's global strategy. The FSB is Russia's most powerful intelligence agency. It works inside the country, monitoring threats, controlling internal unrest, and handling cyber operations. If you are thinking of a Western comparison, it's like FBI, MI5, and NSA all combined into one, but with even more political power. The FSB reports directly to Putin, who himself was a top officer in the Soviet KGB. That's why this leak is so serious. Because when the agency trusted with keeping secrets fails to protect its own secret, it shows cracks at the very top of the Russia's system. And this is not just about Ukraine. The leaked document clearly says that China is now seen as a strategic threat to Russia, despite all their public displays of friendship. Intelligence communities across the US, Europe, and even Asia are watching this very closely. Let's now understand exactly what was written inside the leaked Russian document. The document is reportedly from a senior FSB analyst and was sent to multiple officers after Russia's invasion of Ukraine began. Here are the 5 most shocking revelations from the document. First, China is a strategic threat. Despite public statements, the FSB warned that China is quietly becoming a threat to Russia's long-term power. It mentioned China's economic expansion, influence in Central Asia, and silent intelligence activities inside Russia. Second, Ukraine invasion was a strategic mistake. The document directly says that invading Ukraine was a major miscalculation. It says Russia expected a quick win, but got stuck in a long war that has weakened the economy and damaged global trust. Third, Russia's military is weaker than it appears. According to the document, Russia's military strength is often overestimated by the outsiders. It talks about supply shortages, fake reports being sent to superiors, and poor morale among soldiers. Fourth, Russian economy is more fragile than claimed. The FSB report also warned that Russia's economy is in deep trouble, even though official government numbers say otherwise. It predicts a collapse in foreign investment, rising inflation, and long-term industrial damage. Fifth, Putin is surrounded by false loyalty. Finally, the most sensitive part of the report. It says even Putin is not fully aware of the truth. Many of his close officials are feeding him false reports, either out of fear or to protect their own power. So in short, this document was not just a leak. It's a rare, honest mirror held up to Putin's Russia from inside the very agency that protects it. But how is the Kremlin reacting to this leak? Are heads rolling inside the FSB? Now we will look into that. So how did the Kremlin react to this embarrassing leak from its most secretive agency? There are 3 key responses we have seen from the Russian government so far. And all of them point to one thing: panic at the top. The first reaction was total denial. Within hours of the leak being published by the Western media, Kremlin officials called it a fake news and claimed it was a foreign plot to divide Russia and China. But they didn't show any official document or proof to deny it. The second reaction was blaming the West. The Russian state media started blaming the US and NATO, saying the leak was a part of an information war. They said the document was likely created by using AI tools or deepfakes, confusing the Russian public. And the third reaction was internal crackdown at the FSB. Meanwhile, sources say that inside the FSB, dozens of officers were quietly interrogated. Some were removed, others were transferred. So in public, the Kremlin is acting like nothing happened. But behind closed doors, there's fear, mistrust, and surveillance, even inside the spy agency itself. Now the big question: what does this mean for the future of Russia-China ties? Let's see how this leak could shift global alliances. This leak doesn't just damage Russia's internal reputation. It could seriously affect how China views its so-called partner. Because when a secret document from Russia's own spy agency says that China is a growing threat, the trust between the two countries takes a major hit. The no limits friendship now has limits. Remember, just before Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, both countries signed no limits partnership agreement. But now this FSB report shows that even Russia privately fears China's rise. China will definitely see this as a betrayal, especially because it came out in Western media. Officially, China hasn't responded strongly yet, but state-linked media in China have started publishing articles saying that Russia needs to respect Asian sovereignty. Behind the scenes, experts say China will likely reduce its intelligence sharing with Russia and focus more on its independent military strategies. This leak gives a major strategic advantage to the US and Europe, because now they can use this as a proof that Russia and China do not fully trust each other. This will help NATO, the Europe, and the Indo-Pacific allies like Japan and India to build counter-alliances more confidently. So even though Russia and China still act like close friends in public, behind the scenes trust is breaking. And in geopolitics, once trust is lost, alliances begin to shift. So at last we will see, was this leak real or a part of a bigger game between spy agencies? Let's look at the possible theories. So was this leak actually genuine? Or was it a controlled leak, planted on purpose by someone, maybe even by Russia itself? Many experts believe the document is genuine and came from a frustrated FSB officer who was tired of the lies inside the system. The language used, internal codes, and timing after key military failures all point to an authentic insider document. And some believe it was planted by Russia itself to create confusion in the West and test China's reaction. In the world of intelligence, leaking your own document can be a powerful trick if it makes your enemies fight each other. And the third theory is the leak didn't come from Russia at all, but from Western intelligence agency, maybe the CIA, MI6, or even the private cyber units. These agencies have powerful tools to hack, replicate, and plant documents, especially during wartime. In the end, whether this leak was real, fake, or something in between, one thing is clear. Even inside Russia's most powerful institutions, there is fear, doubt, and paranoia. And when countries start losing control of their own secrets, the world watches even more closely. Because in geopolitics, it's not just the weapons or armies that shape the future, it's the secrets behind them. If you found this video insightful, do share it with someone who follows global politics seriously. I will be back soon with another geopolitical video. Until then, stay informed, stay sharp.